Oh, believe it or not, I'm on a boat, a ferry boat in Thailand, going from Sattahip, which is near where I live in Pattaya, very near, like a half hour. And I'm going to the south called, the port is Songkla, but I'm only going there so I can drive, I think, 5 hours north of that to another ferry boat that takes you to Koh Samui. I'm going to Koh Samui because I'm running out of time and I'm running out of space and I'm running for my life. Okay, Koh Samui is a beautiful island, and I'm finally going to get to see like clear water in Thailand, not that cesspool that is Pattaya. You won't believe what's been happening, but today is the 25th of January. I packed my condo last night, and this morning, like 6 o'clock this morning, with the help of the security guy, Vin, who's like my protection in Jamteen from all these women I have to like take care of and finish with and not let back in, so he's cool. And I filled my Ford Everest, like a Ford Explorer, full. Even the front seat is full of stuff. 2 bicycles on the top, and an enormous amount of furniture and other kitchen stuff and blah 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 that I left in the condo, which I originally was going to give to Vanna, my last girlfriend. And last night the voice came to me and said, "Why the hell are you giving her anything? Give it to the orphan school." Oh, why didn't I think of that? So I called Take Care Kids Foundation starting 6 this morning, and finally got a hold of the Italian guy who's the president, and I said, hey, I got about $1,000 or 30,000 baht worth of furniture and goods and blah blah blah, and I'm going to leave the key with the security guy. You come at 1, I won't be here. He'll give you the key, show you the room, and you take that stuff. And he said, yeah, cool, great. Yeah, I got a truck, I got men, and I'll do that. Now, the unfortunate part is I'm on this boat. I mean, airplanes have Wi-Fi, internet, right? This is a big, giant Japanese ferry boat. I mean, sleeping and all that stuff, and they don't have Wi-Fi. So I'm recording this, but I can't send it anywhere. And I can't find out what the hell happened with the furniture, if the guy had any trouble, because these Thai people, they can make trouble about anything. They'll just say, oh, you're not there to supervise, or nobody can go in your room, we cannot let this man take furniture down, maybe he's taking the property of the owner, who I really don't like, and blah blah blah. So I don't know, I'll find out tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be a big deal, but yeah, I'm going to Koh Samui because I'm not going to live in Chanthaburi. I had this idea that I'm going to go to Chanthaburi like a couple weeks ago because there's a church there dedicated to the Virgin Mary. I think it's called the Immaculate Conception Cathedral. I mean, in Thailand. It's kind of strange, right? There are churches in Thailand, and all the orphanages, for some strange reason, there's like 11 orphanages, and the sex abused kids and the orphan kids, and they're all run by Catholic people and Catholic charities. The Buddhist temples don't get involved. They only like to run schools. They have, like, every village has got a Buddhist temple with a Buddhist a school. And they like to do the school thing. They don't want orphans and sex abuse stuff because they really can't handle that. So there are these wonderful Christian people, some affiliated with America. This one Take Care is like affiliated with a guy founded it from Italy. Okay, they're trying to raise a bunch of money, which I'm trying to help them raise from all my friends and rich people I used to know in America who are so stingy they haven't really sent anything, but we'll get to that in another video because there'll be a lot of problems with that. So anyway, I decided to go to Canterbury. I just had this thing. Going further back, I'm like, the Virgin Mary is like, appearing in the trees and telling me to do this and do that, and Jesus and blah blah blah, and and I'm like, what? And I had to go to Canterbury, and I couldn't seem to get there, and I didn't even know there was a cathedral there. That's how Maharaji plays games with your mind. He can keep thoughts out for years or put thoughts in somehow. So I didn't know there was this cathedral. I said, I got to go to the cathedral. And then I had a new relationship with Vanna, who owns a massage shop, a heavy-duty Kali type woman. And instead of going to Canterbury, we went to Koh Samui, kind of like on some weird honeymoon, and made up this thing like Buddha married us and came back. And she had a birthday, so I threw this big seafood buffet restaurant party for like 20 people and paid for it, or at least she had to pay for it, because Fidelity in America was holding my money for 3 goddamn weeks. They wouldn't clear my money, and they cleared it, and they said they sent it to Bangkok Bank in New York, which forwards it to me in Thailand. And Bangkok Bank said they never got any money. And then finally Fidelity said, oh, you know what? The money keeps bouncing back. We don't know why, but well, maybe it's the government, But your money, you can't have it for 3 weeks. Even my sister deposited $1,000 on January 6th. I couldn't get it till January 22nd. All right, weird. Anyway, that's what Maharaji, he plays games, especially with money, because he always told me, don't have money, right? You live like a bird. You don't need money. You're a sadhu, saint, da 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 da. So anyway, we went to Koh Samui, a fantastic, beautiful island. It's like a paradise, 8th wonder of the world. It doesn't get any better than that. Especially in January, and the sun is like bright as a light. You can't believe it. And the food and the fish and the night. Every night we went 2 nights to this dinner place on the beach. You sit on the beach, and they have like a fireworks show. Not fireworks. It's the fire people or whatever. Like in Maui, they throw all this fire stuff around. Well, they did that for like an amazing, hour, 2 hours. They even had a young kid doing the twirling thing. You wouldn't believe it. You'd think, you know what? Somebody said there was a COVID in the world. Where the hell is it? It ain't here. Everybody here is like happy time, happy nation, 100%. So we went there, and then I said, you know what? I think Buddha just married us. So we like came back and said, she's my wife, he's my husband, da 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 da. And then I said, the first, like last week, I said, I got to go to Canterbury. And then she said, well, I just took off. I'm the boss. I can't keep disappearing. And I said, and anyway, I said, you know what? You won't like Canterbury. It's boring. It's a Christian thing. I'm going to see a church. They have a big, giant Virgin Mary statue in the front, and I'm going to sit there and look at her. And I said, what are you going to do? As usual, she went off in a huff the night before, and in the morning, I'm up and I'm packing, I'm going to Canterbury, I don't know where I'm going to stay, I'm going to this cathedral, and the Virgin Mary, she'll take care of everything, and Jesus, that's what they do, and Maharaji, I got so many people taking care of things, I can't go this way, go that way, go this way. You know, it's like crazy. But anyway, I'm driving to Chanthaburi, you know, in my 2003 Ford Everest, which is always needing some work. And all of a sudden, this is about 60 kilometers on a beautiful new highway they finally finished. You know, when they start highways in Thailand, it takes them 10 years to get anything finished, and this is beautiful, and it's finally finished, and you could drive there without, like, you know, zigging and zag. I mean, you know, like the trucks and you know, you'll have nightmares from driving in Thailand. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the hot water gauge, the temperature, cold, hot, and I'm going, why is this thing like going up? And I go, oh my God, I got like a radiator problem. So I stopped the car. Luckily, it was unbelievable. I just rolled right in front of a PTT gas station. You know, you can look at the Substack. I'll put the photos up after this. No internet here, right? So I'm stopping at the PTT. I open the hood, and the steam is not coming from the radiator. It's coming from like underneath the middle of the engine block, you know, like the manifold cover, and then down inside is like a whole steam thing coming out, like I don't know, Yellowstone or something. And oh my gosh, shut the engine off, and then like I wait a few minutes, and then I get a blanket, and I think I better open the radiator cap before this engine blows up. And I open the radiator cap, and of course, I mean, like, I jump back because that thing like explodes and all the water's shooting out, and you know, blah blah blah. And I'm going, oh my God, I'm sunk. What the hell am I going to do in the middle of nowhere? My great radiator people are in Pattaya, like an hour back. I mean, that you wouldn't believe how much that would cost for a tow truck. I mean, I spent like 1,000 baht to tow it like 1 kilometer, and this is 56, right? So I just leave the car there. I go in the station and say, please get me the manager. You know, I gotta like get some service guy. And there's a young, really nice manager, Thai guy. I mean, they can be really nice, and especially outside of Pattaya, you know, which is like the sex capital, scummy of the world. And the people in like towards the south, I mean, this isn't the south, this is just south of Pattaya. They can be really nice, like Chiang Mai people and Isan people. The weird people are Bangkok and Pattaya. So the manager comes out and says, okay, go sit in the Amazon. I'll call some service guy and I'll be back. And like, you know, he'll come in an hour or two, you know, Thailand time. It ain't going to be 5 minutes. And go wait in the Amazon, the coffee shop. So I go up there and I say, you know what, maybe I better tell Vanna what the hell happened. So I send her a line, you know, like the text messaging thing here. And I said, car broken. So right away, she's like, calls me and sends me a thing and says, I'm in a Bolt taxi. I'll be there in an hour. And I went, oh, okay, well, for one thing, I only had 800 baht, which is like $25 to my name because of that goddamn Fidelity Investments. I was still waiting for money. I scrounged around. I took out like, you know, 10 cents from this bank and then I had $25. I said, well, that's enough gas. I got enough gas to get me there, and then maybe the money will clear and I'll get some money back, or I'll ask my friend Lee to send me some gas money. And so I said, yeah, she'll have money to get anything fixed. And also, she doesn't take any shit from Thai people. This woman's like Kali, right? So I don't have to deal with service people who just double every charge you ever gonna have in Thailand. Everything's double from them for a foreigner, right? American millionaires on Social Security. We're millionaires. So I'm just waiting in Amazon, looking at the phone, eating coffee, blah, blah, blah. She shows up in an hour, 400 baht. That's a taxi ride, and that's like $12 for an hour. So she gets there, and the guy says, "Oh, a man is here. Go talk to the man on the road, and he'll do something." Okay, so I go outside, and she goes towards the car. And I said, "Wait, I'm going to just go look on the right. I want to see if the manager's office is there." And I'm walking like 20 feet, and all of a sudden, there's a Virgin Mary statue is there in the gas station. This, 4 on a pedestal, and it's 4 feet, 5 feet tall. The blue thing. You can go see the pictures and go, what the fuck? Why is the Virgin Mary statue in a gas station that my car blew up in? What is she doing here? There's it's so atypical because there's nobody is worshiping it. It's not clean. There's no flowers. Nobody's offering things, garlands, fruit. I'm going holy shit. This is I don't have to go to Chantaburi. She's here. And I go, oh, okay, all right. So I'll go to say goodbye. And we go to this service guy, and it was only 2 kilometers away. The car seemed to work. And then the typical Thai guy saying, "Oh, you probably have to replace the engine and the cylinder head." And I'm going, "Hey, can you just put water? Can I just get back to Pattaya? It's only an hour." He says, "Okay, here's the water jugs and it starts." And he says, I think you'll be okay." So I'm on this highway, and there are it's like New York State Thruway or something. It's half of it's gigantic 2 trucks, the kind one truck's pulling another truck. And when they go up a ramp, man, they're 5 miles an hour. And I had to put the flashing lights on because I don't want to go fast. I'm doing kilometers, 40, whatever. And I got my blinkers on, and I'm zigging and zagging because some of the trucks barely are moving. And slowly but surely, the thing doesn't blow up. As a matter of fact, and then now the gauge is just weird, right? Now you can't tell what's going on. So I get back to the radiator shop. I call them and say, "I'll be there in then a half an hour, 5 o'clock. And luckily Yvonne is there and talks to them and tells them what's happening. And the guy goes, fiddles with the engine, and turns out under that manifold there's rubber hoses that take parts of the water. It's not that big fat hoses, the radiator hoses, some little hose, and it had a little hole in it, and kaboom! All the water, steam was escaping. 1 hour later he fixed that, and he changed something, and blah blah blah, and the car is working. So all I did is we had to go back to the condo. And then, every day go to the massage shop and see Ivana, and the nighttime she comes into the condo. And then a week later, the other day, today is, I don't know, Tuesday. Oh, Saturday, it's the Virgin Mary says, "Hey, I want you to go to Chantaburi, see me there." Okay. So I tell her again, or I don't tell her. I just, I think she might have slept at her place the night before. She left in the morning. I don't know. But anyway, I get up and I'm packing, and I just send her a message. "I'm going to Chantaburi alone." Okay. So, I go to Chantaburi, and the church is this huge cathedral. And of course, Google Maps sends you all over the place just to find something in the center of town. They send you in streets that turn into alleys that your car can't go, and you got to back up. Oh, what's the boat's turning, or I'm getting sick or something. And so I find the cathedral, and it's the Virgin Mary's outside, and it's this huge thing, and I'm going, wow, I'm going to move to Chantaburi. I just got go, and the people, the tour people, so the church is opening, go in, I'm doing photographs, and like, wow, I mean, it's cool. It's like when I was in Venice, you just see churches everywhere, and this place doesn't have historical art like Venice and Milan. I'm telling you, go to Venice and Milan, you're like, oh my God, the churches and inside the churches, it's unbelievable. Especially Venice with the waterways and Milan is actually the place where they have the Last Supper painting. Okay, so that's a special. And the Milan Cathedral is like, whoo! I mean, enormous, beautiful. You can go on the roof. So I'm in Canterbury, and I see the church and the statue, and I'm going like, hey, where can I stay? And the tour guide says, go up there's like a homestay. Just walk here, zigzag, and see what they got. So I walk and I find this homestay, which is like a private residence hotel, and they have all kinds of whatever rooms or group rooms and whatever. So I see this nice woman. She speaks English, and for 600 baht, $20, I got this like beautiful wooden framed room and shower. I mean, it was bigger than my condo. And we're talking, and she's telling me this and that, and I say, okay, I'm going to go back because they said there's a mass at 7 o'clock. Okay, I'll go do that. And of course, it's it's like boring, right? I mean, the Catholics, there's no singing, no dancing, no hymns. The guy's like yak and Thai. Of course, there's no English, and people just sit there like, okay. And I went through the mass, and it's like, you know what? There was that time in Nainital. I told everybody, Krishna Das and Raghu, and I said, let's go down to the Catholic Church. I'm going to do something, or I'm going to take it over. When I did one of my crazy things, like got up in the middle of the mass and made a ruckus, and they had to throw me out. And so I said, oh God, I hope I don't do that here. I don't want to. I mean, there's like 100 people, and there's Thailand, and so I sat through the thing, and it got kind of boring. I mean, okay, and then I left, and then I walked around, and the woman told me, you can go have dinner up here. And of course, whenever Thai tell you up here, it can be anywhere. So I must have been driving 15 minutes to go find a restaurant at 9 or it was 10 o'clock to eat something. And finally there was something open, and I sort of used Google to get back, and the restaurant was very good. The stewed duck, like $2 or something, and the rice. And then I went back to the room and took a shower, probably took a sleeping pill, and went to bed because the church said at 6 in the morning, because it's was it Sunday? I don't know. Yeah, Monday morning maybe. He said, though, there's a mass at 6. I said, well, I got to go to that and see what that is. And it was the same kind of thing, yakety-yak for an hour, and no singing, no dancing. And then after that, I said, oh, okay, now what do I do? I was walking around looking. Oh, that woman said I can't stay in the homestay because people will reserve the whole place that night and onwards. And I said, you know what, maybe I'm either going to move to Canterbury, or maybe, I'll just stay here for a week. I don't have to get out of the condo. There's a whole problem with this condo. Like, I'm breaking the lease, and the owner is crazy, and there's COVID in the condo. And I said, you're trying to kill me. You didn't tell me about the COVID. I'm getting out of here. I don't give a fuck about your lease. And they can get really crazy and nasty in Thailand about shit like that. A lot of people never get their deposit back. And I gave the guy 20,000 baht, which is a lot of money for me. It's like a third of my Social Security, and I need the money. And I said, fuck the contract, you need a jerk, And so I said, I better go look for a hotel. And I went to downtown, 2 hotels I thought I saw before, and they're closed for COVID. Then I looked in Google, and I checked some places and found some resort, and the lady who speaks English said, go here, turn there, turn that. I mean, it took like an hour to find this place, of course, because they tell you, turn here on Soy 17, and there's a sign that says, turn right on Soy 9, and okay, the street only has signs up to Soy 7. And the woman stopped in like a laundry, and they called the woman, they're very friendly and do that for you, and she had to come on her like a wheelchair motor thing, because she, nice lady, but she couldn't walk. She took me back to the room, and I said, oh, nice room, okay, I'll take it. And that was 500 baht, and okay, I'm gonna go back and pack the condo. And I don't know, I on the way back, I called my friend Lee in Bangkok, because I had talked to him about Koh Samui, and he was looking on his phone. He said, oh, you know what? They don't have a ferry on the 25th. It's the 31st. And I said, oh, I guess I can't go to Koh Samui now. I'll stay here for a week, and then, I don't know, maybe I'll move here. It's fantastic. If you ever come to Thailand, forget these other places. Chanthaburi is amazing. But the water is still not like the Phuket water, clear, you know, and from Chanthaburi you have to go to the coast, which is like a 30-minute drive or 30 kilometers, and like right now my condo's on the beach in Pattaya, you know, like there's, you go down, there's the beach. Here I said, oh, you know, I gotta drive to the beach when I want to go swimming, and the water's half good, okay, it ain't clear. So then I'm like thinking, Koh Samui, you know what? I'm gonna look at this ferry thing, and I stopped at a coffee shop because I saw some sign that said, you know, fuck the government, blah blah blah. And I like those kind of young people who want to get rid of this government. So I stopped there and I showed the guy. I says, can you tell me this website for the Seahorse Ferry, the one I'm on, is like only Thai, and I see dates, but I can't figure out what the hell month they're talking about. So he's looking and going, and he says, you know what, there's a ferry tomorrow. What the hell is Lee telling me it's next week? And this guy, I thought, you know, knows more than I do about Thai. So he calls up Bangkok. I mean, and the people are really like, I don't know, confusing. It's a new ferry. You got these young people, and they tell you one thing and another thing, but there's a ferry tomorrow. And I go, tomorrow? I mean, like I gotta go home 2-3 hours, pack the condo, you know, get rid of everything, pack the car, and then be at the ferry, they said, noon. I said, yeah, you know, maybe I could do that, you know. I'm only, you know, 79, 80 years old. I'm like Superman, right? You know, I can do all that. I'll get the security guy. I called one of my so-called good friends, you know, who came to the birthday party, and I said, can you, like, help me out tonight? Like, pack or move something? Why don't you hire somebody? I'm busy. Okay, fuck you. All right. So I say, I'll get Vin, and I say, okay, hustle. I go back and I tell the English-speaking ladies, please tell the other lady I ain't going to the resort. I'm going to Koh Samui tomorrow. Oh, good. Oh, very good. Whatever, you know. I mean, she's a nice lady, a friend now. You know, I can communicate with. She speaks English. I mean, some really good English. And I say, okay, bye, and you know, I get in the car, and she made breakfast for me, part of the hotel thing, and I'm going like, okay, I'll let you know what happens, right? So I'm driving back the same way. You go past Chanthaburi, Klang, you head towards Rayong. That's Sukhumvit Road, which they call Highway 3, goes all the way to Koh Chang in Cambodia. And then you turn up, it becomes 36, right? I'm driving on 36, and then, you know, a half hour up, I'm looking at the instrument panel, which is a problem. I need a new instrument panel, except it's $1,000. I mean, who the hell is $1,000 for a Ford instrument panel? I mean, they won't even give you a deal on it. Like, it's in Vietnam or something. Even the dealer says $1,000, right? So I'm going, oh, forget it. This guy told me, I saw some ads that beautify your instrument panel. I can put blue lights in those dull old lights, and let me tell you, the Everest lights are dull, you can barely see anything. I said, oh cool, blue would be nice, because I'm fixing up the car every now and then. And he comes and I don't know, he spends like a whole day and everything's broken. He says somebody was doing, what do you call it, doing something to it before, because he said he opened it and the wires looked like they were stripped and taken apart and blah, blah, blah. And instead of like saying, Mr., keep your 800 baht, the lights are not going to help you, I'm just going to put it back. No, he tries, of course, to put the blue bulbs in so he can have his 820 baht, $25. And then I get the car back and he goes, sorry, but like none of the red lights work, the signal lights don't work. And I go, holy crap. And then he sends me all over Pattaya to different garages. He says, oh, they'll fix it. And I'm going like, I mean, nobody wants to fix it. They're telling me it's like, you can't fix it. So I go back to him and I say, you better fucking do something. I can't even use a turn signal. So he takes the car like the whole next day and never had to pay him any more money, and that didn't kill him. But he spends the whole next day redoing this and that. He's got like the turn signals working, and he's got like the speedometer's like within 20, and up and down 20. The RPM is okay. I'm missing red lights. I don't know what the hell the four-wheel drive is doing. The oil gauge, the petrol, gasoline, totally gone. I don't know what the hell I've got in there. And the temperature thing looked like it was working. Okay, and I said, well, as long as this turn signal is working. He's got the headlights and the high beams working. And I said, oh, okay. I kept looking to see anybody could fix anything, and they said no. Okay, so now I got some bum instrument panel, and I have to keep a red jerry can with 5 or 6 liters in the car, because if I run out of gas I'll have that, and I can't tell other stuff, right? And so I'm going back to Pattaya. I'm on that Highway 36, remember it broke down before? And all of a sudden, about halfway up again, I don't know, something says, look at your temperature gauge. I'm looking at it, and it's going up and down and up and down, and then like down, 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 and it's like zzz, on the cold. And I'm going, cold? What the hell is going on now? And I stop the car, and guess where the car stops? At the fucking PTT Virgin Mary